Australian journalist has been released after a 66-hour detention by Egyptian authorities. But Austin Mackell says he doesn't know if he's free to leave Egypt. He's accused of inciting locals in Malhala to stage protests against the new regime. The city's a couple of hours from Cairo. Austin Mackell is a contributor to The Drum online, and he joins us now via Skype from Egypt. Austin, thank you for joining us.
Hi.
First up, can you tell us, were you stirring up trouble? What were you doing in there?
I was travelling to Malhala to interview a man called Kamal El-Fayoumi. He's an organiser in the Weaving Works union there, which is a really important part of the Egyptian revolutionary movement. Their strike in April of 2008 sparked the creation of the April 6th Facebook group, which was one of the key ingredients to the revolution. So I was going there to spend the anniversary of Mubarak's downfall with him and people from his union. I wasn't there to create trouble. I was there to meet the troublemakers, I guess, though.
Tell us what happened just before you were arrested.
Well, we just got out of the taxi, and I literally had time to just go up and say, to greet Mr. El-Fayoumi and shake his hand when, a mob started to direct their attention towards us. It's hard to give you an exact number because it was hard to see who was involved and who was just watching, but there was a large number of people yelling at us and calling us spies and, just insulting us for being foreign, and also insulting the Egyptians who were with us as traders, and for the women who were working with us, much more offensive words. And then we got back in the car and drove away. We ended up being stopped by the mob when we tried to come back through the square, which was a complicated situation. But the end result was we got pulled off and taken into police custody, which we stayed in. I think you said 66 hours. My estimate's actually 56 hours. But, more than 2 days we were all held for.
And how clearly were the charges against you explained to you?
Oh, not at all, really. And we had an idea what we were accused of from very early on, that we'd been, initially the first version I heard of it was that we'd been accused of giving money to children to commit vandalism in Malhala. And there's various variations on that theme that I've heard since, that we were inciting people to participate in protests, or we were inciting people we were paying people to go and throw stones or join a union march or something along those lines.
Did you have any transactions with anyone that you met? Did any money change hands? Were you
sorry,
paying?
I can't.
I'm sorry, Austin.
I didn't quite get the question.
Can you tell me if you had any transactions with anyone that you met in that area? Were you paying a fixer or?
Well, the translator came with us from Cairo. As a translator I've worked with on many occasions. She also translates for Al Jazeera and The Guardian and a lot of other outlets. She's a very professional woman, and she's one of the accused. She's accused of being the one who gave out the money to the children in one of the accounts that's happened. I mean, these charges are very much the kind of thing that's come up a lot recently. There's the case of a lot of people working for NGOs who are being charged as spies. The idea is to say that the revolutionaries, people who are taking part in protests and strikes, are being paid by agents to discredit it. It's an old narrative that's being revived.
And what's the status of your case now, Austin? You've been released, obviously. Are the charges against you still live?
The last I heard from our lawyer, Mr. Fatih, the case is still open. I know that they still have my passport, my laptop and my camera, as well as the taxi driver. The taxi driver also got charged with us. There was me, Derek, Alia, the translator, Mr. El-Fayoumi, the union organizer, and the taxi driver, Zakaria. All of us have been charged. Zakaria's car is still impounded, and none of us really know what's going to happen next. I don't know if I'll be deported or stopped from travelling home like the NGO workers have been, or what. We don't really have any idea.
Austin,
They're making it up as they go along, is my impression, actually.
Have you had assistance from and contact with Australian authorities?
The Australian authorities came and saw us on yesterday, Cairo time, Sunday, I'm sorry, I'm still got a little bit, on Monday, Cairo time, about 6 hours or so before we were released, would be my guess. They brought us blankets and toilet paper, which was very kind. But the activists in Kara are way ahead of them in terms of bringing us care packages and organising lawyers and so forth.
Well, Austin, thank you very much for joining us. We're very pleased that you've regained your freedom, and we hope that you travel safely from here on in. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you very much.